Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're looking at a truly profound psychological observation. It's titled The Silent Migration of the Mind. Have you ever noticed how some of the most brilliant, highly intelligent people you know just kind of step back? They retreat? We're going to set a focused, almost meditative tone today as we break down exactly why these highly intelligent people withdraw from society. The insights we're about to uncover, they're quiet, but man, they are incredibly powerful.
So, where have the smartest people gone? This is the core mystery we're unraveling today. It's a fascinating paradox, right? We usually expect the sharpest minds to be the loudest voices in the room, leading the charge, sharing their wisdom. But the source text points out something entirely different. The smartest people are usually the quietest. They aren't out there shouting for attention. Instead, they're just fading into the background. Let's find out why. Section 1. The silent disappearance, a gradual fade from society. Okay, let's dive into this. It's absolutely crucial to understand that this phenomenon doesn't just happen overnight. It's not some sudden dramatic exit. Instead, highly intelligent individuals hit a breaking point and they initiate a deliberate retreat in methodical steps. Look at step 1. They completely stop posting online. That whole digital footprint just dries up. Then, step 2. They stop arguing. They realize the debate just isn't worth the energy anymore. Step 3, they stop explaining themselves entirely. The need to be understood by the masses, it just vanishes. And finally, step 4, sometimes they even disappear from friendships altogether. So the key takeaway here is that this is a slow, methodical withdrawal. It's a behavioral shift that happens so quietly, you might not even notice it until they're already gone. Now, at first glance, society forms a very specific assumption about this withdrawal. People assume these individuals are just depressed. I mean, it looks like classic isolation, right? But the deeper truth, according to our source text, is fundamentally different. It's actually not about depression at all. It's about perception. Highly intelligent people simply notice things that others do not. Their withdrawal is an active response to what they're observing, rather than just a passive sinking into despair. Section 2. The noise of society. What the intelligent mind sees. Normal society operates at this chaotic, exhausting frequency, and there are specific daily observations that just completely drain the intelligent mind. First, repetitive talk. It's the same small talk, the same scripts, day in and day out. Second, most people never question anything. They just accept things at face value without ever looking underneath. And third, and perhaps most importantly, society rewards distraction far more than deep thinking. There's this massive friction here between the absolute depth of the intelligent mind and the shallowness of societal norms. Eventually, just navigating this superficial landscape causes their brain to become profoundly exhausted. And this brilliantly illustrates the darker mechanics at play. Normal society normalizes and rewards fake personalities and attention addiction. It's all just surface-level noise and performance. But the more aware you become, the more you start noticing the underbelly, the manipulation, and the emotional control. When you can see the strings being pulled behind literally every interaction, participating in that society becomes incredibly draining. It just gets harder and harder to relate when you see right through the facade. Section 3. The safety of silence, a strategic defense mechanism. We really need to reframe this silence. This isn't a weakness and it isn't a surrender. It's actually a highly strategic defense mechanism. It's a deliberate, calculated choice for self-preservation in an overwhelmingly loud world. The intelligent mind constructs this psychological armor layer by layer. It starts with step 1, protecting their energy. They stop giving their valuable effort to repetitive, pointless interactions. Then it goes deeper to step 2, protecting their peace. They actively remove themselves from the drama and that attention addiction of the crowd. Finally, it reaches the core, step 3, protecting their mind. They shield their deepest cognitive functions from the exhaustion of a world that basically only rewards distraction. They're building a fortress, and silence is the absolute strongest wall. Take a moment and just let this profound quote sink in. Because silence feels safer than fake conversations. Suddenly, being alone feels vastly more peaceful than being surrounded by noise. I mean, when every social interaction feels like a performance, when you're constantly subjected to fake conversations, the absolute safety of being alone with your own genuine thoughts becomes undeniably attractive. Silence is simply the safer option. Section 4. The danger of isolation, the dark side of hyper-awareness. Now, while silence is safe, total withdrawal carries a heavy, heavy price. We have to explore the severe, negative consequences that occur when this strategic retreat is taken just a bit too far. Because when you're entirely cut off, what breathes in the dark? Well, first, overthinking. Without external grounding or healthy interaction, the mind just spins out of control. Then, detachment. You become so disconnected from the normal flow of human life that you actually lose your anchor. And finally, emotional numbness. That hyper-awareness that initially protected you, it now isolates you so completely that you stop feeling altogether. This makes it nearly impossible to ever relate to normal society again.
And it all culminates in this terrifying reality. Slowly, the world starts feeling unreal. Just let the gravity of that consequence sink in for a second. When you withdraw completely, when you spend all your time safely analyzing the mechanics of a society that you no longer even participate in, reality itself begins to blur. It's the ultimate, extreme consequence of a mind that has migrated way too far away from the collective human experience.
Section 5. Understanding Overhatred. The final realization. We've traced this entire psychological journey today, from the initial mental exhaustion to the strategic safety of silence, all the way down to the dangers of isolation. Now we're going to tie it all back to the root cause. I want you to ask yourself this. Are the smartest people you know already disappearing? Think about your own social circles, maybe your workplace or your family. Is there someone brilliant who used to engage but has slowly stopped posting online, stopped arguing, stopped explaining? The scary part is, according to our text, they might already be fading silently right in front of your eyes. So why are they disappearing? Here is the final realization. It's not because they hate people, but because they finally understood them. It's not malice, it's not resentment. It is pure, unfiltered comprehension. They saw the repetitive conversations, the manipulation, and the fake personalities, and they simply decided they no longer needed to play the game. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. As you look at the quietest, most observant people in your life today, you have to ask yourself, are they simply shy, or have they already figured out the game we're all still playing?